gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
And right now, police in Georgia are searching for a man suspected of killing 4 people. Andre Longmore is believed to be armed and dangerous. Those shootings happened this morning in Hampton, Georgia. That's about 30 miles south of Atlanta. Police say they're investigating at least 4 crime scenes near one another in that same neighborhood.
Woo! Andre Longmore, they say. And guys, I've been telling you, unfortunately, these super gremlins are starting to delete people at random. I've been warning about this for the longest, and it has not slowed down. These super gremlins are on demon time.
And the sheriff had this message.
We'll set us directly to you, Mr. Longmore. Wherever you are, we will hunt you down in any hole that you may be residing in and bring you to custody. Period.
The victims were 3 men and a woman. Police have not given a possible motive for those crimes.
New details tonight. The manhunt for a suspect accused of killing 4 people in Henry County, Georgia yesterday is now over, as he was killed in a shootout that injured 3 police officers this afternoon. Authorities say they tracked down 40-year-old Andre Long.
So he got off easy, y'all. The community is in a horrible position right now. What did I tell you guys about Clayton County? I mean, it is rough out here. And you see this super gremlin, he deleted these 4 people at random. Obviously they were gliders. So like I said, we're not doing ourselves any favors if we don't get this stuff under control. And the community just seems unbothered about these types of shootings. And like I said, you know, the community are responsible for 85% of mass shootings in this country, and people are going to start to notice, and it's not going to be good when they do.
Longmore in Jonesboro, they had spotted the black Acadia that Longmore was last seen driving and tracked it to a nearby home where deputies engaged the suspect. Longmore reportedly took out a pistol and shot back at the officers. All the officers are expected to recover from their injuries. Police say the community can rest a little easier now.
The entire state of Georgia can breathe a little easy tonight. The suspect is off the street.
We tragically lost 4 citizens, and this community is grieving. None of us dreamed this day would come. We're thankful that we have achieved the resolution in which no more loss of life occurred.
Police say Longmore shot and killed 3 men and 1 woman yesterday. The motive for the mass shooting remains unclear.
Tonight we have live team coverage, as you can see, on the end of that manhunt. Atlanta News First Yasmina Alston and Asia Wilson have been outside all day in the field gathering details, but we want to start with you, Yasmina. What's the very latest on what investigators are telling you?
Chico.
Yeah, Troy, I can tell you that authorities say they located Andre Longmore around 1:30 this afternoon, not far from where we are right now. We did also speak with residents who say he was trying to hide from police in their home.
Wow, so how scary is that? This guy who just deleted 3 people went on a mass shooting rampage trying to hide in your house. I mean, this is why we have that Second Amendment right, guys. I mean, y'all got to start having that thing on you and really protecting home, really protecting what's yours, because you cannot get caught lacking. I'm telling you right now, these super gremlins are on demon time.
He's crouched down by the back door now, telling us let him in. He's a nice person. We're like, okay, we're not letting him in.
A chaotic scene. Dozens of police cars surrounded this community on Mount Zion Parkway in Jonesboro. They were looking for this man, Andre Longmore.
And that's a really grainy picture of him. There are some better pictures. I'm pretty sure they're going to be brought up. But, you know, he was kind of rocking the growing his beard out, growing his hair out type of shaggy swag. And obviously he did what he did, so it didn't work out well.
More, the suspect in a mass shooting in Henry County.
He had a gun, he was naked, he was bleeding.
Justin Robinson and his friends were in their backyard on Wagon Wheel Court on Sunday. They say Longmore jumped into the yard asking them for help, but they ran to alert the officers.
Police go in, they open the back door. As soon as they open the back door, they don't even look. They don't even, like, assess anything. As soon as they open the back door, this guy just starts shooting, shoots one of the cops. The police start shooting, and now he's laying in there dead on the carpet.
Authorities confirm Longmore was involved in a shooting with police, though they didn't provide details. We know officers tracked him to the area near Mount Zion High School. They say he tried to get away and was eventually killed. A Henry County Sheriff's deputy and 2 Clayton County police officers were injured.
It scared me. I knew something was wrong, and I was praying it was the active shooter and that they got him.
Longmore is accused of opening fire in the Dogwood Lakes area Saturday morning, killing 4. The scene, once officers found him, lasted for hours.
Woo! And I mean, condolences to the family of the slain. But guys, I mean, how are we going to raise awareness about this stuff? Because it just seems like nobody is really caring or talking about it.
The SWAT team was out here earlier in the SWAT truck. There was more cops than this. There was at least 100. We saw 2 ambulances with 2 sheriff escorts.
And many residents are still waiting to return to their homes. You can see behind me that it is still a very active scene as several agencies continue their investigations. Live in Jonesboro, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your property.
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
Window, as I just about to open up the window, I heard bow. When I open up the window, I see my man arms is up and he's coming back down, and I'm like, whoa.
I'm very concerned and very I'm upset right now. I never would have thought in a million years something like this would transpire.
So you see this elderly glider male. I mean, he's upset. And you know, he's one of those Southern guys, and a lot of people, you know, who don't understand the South would be like, oh man, they just write him off. But this guy, he knows what he's talking about. And I'm sure that normally it isn't, you know, firecrackers going off in their neighborhood, but I'm telling you guys, I mean, these types of events are kind of leaking out everywhere, and you have to be aware, because with online social media, people seeing these things happening, and then, you know, maybe guys wanting to copycat or just feeling like crashing out. I mean, like I said, we are in a crash out climate right now. The community is crashing out.
Horror in a Henry County neighborhood. 4 people are dead, and an urgent manhunt is now underway for a mass shooting suspect. I'm Carly Barnett. Tori Cooper is on her way to the scene right now. Here's what we know so far.
She called.
Officials urgently searching for Andre Longmore, about 41 years old. Take a look at your screen right now. This is his picture. He was last seen driving a black GMC Acadia, year 2017. Atlanta News First reporter Asia Wilson is live in the Dogwood Lake neighborhood where all of this happened earlier this morning. We're going to get to her in just a minute, but first we want to head to anchor Tori Cooper. She is live for us outside of the police department. Tori.
Good evening, Carly. It is all hands on deck tonight across the state of Georgia as law enforcement agencies are working to apprehend the suspect, 41-year-old Andre Longmore. Now, police tell us that here at headquarters, they are interviewing family members of the victims. I did have a chance to speak to a spokesperson of one of the family members that was shot and killed in this attack. They tell us that it was a set of parents involved in this, ages 66 and 67, who lived in the Dogwood Lake area neighborhood for 15 years. They were not ready to release the names of the victims right now, but they are staying very close in touch with police officers right now. Now, police tell us that Mr. Longmore is considered armed and dangerous, and that if you see him, that you should make sure that you do not approach.
And he kind of did have like a spooky face in that mugshot.
And call 911 immediately. Police tell us that they have already secured 4 homicide warrants for Mr. Longmore's arrest. The GBI and U.S. Marshals are also assisting in this investigation. This is a message that the Henry County Sheriff had for the suspect tonight.
I'm going to set us directly to you, Mr. Longmore. Wherever you are, we will hunt you down in any hole that you may be residing in and bring you to custody.
Woo! You don't want to fuck with... Ooh, dang, I didn't mean to curse, but you don't want to mess with this brother. I mean, he got the deep voice. I mean, he ain't playing, all right? He said he will hunt you down, and he could talk like that because he's a brother. Now, if a a white male would have said this, I mean, there would have been issues. There would have been backlash from the community, believe it or not. Even when dealing with this super gremlin on demon time, they still want to, deal with these guys with kid gloves and, violence interventionists, or let's get a psychologist over there to talk to him after he done deleted 4 people. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Now, right now, police have not determined a motive, and we are keeping a very close line with police right now to see if any arrests have been made at this time. They have not shared that information with us at all, but I have been in close communication with them, texting them, and staying outside of the police department right now. They are also offering a $10,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of Mr. Longmore. Reporting live in Henry County tonight, I'm Tori Cooper, Atlanta News First.
Tori, working to get those answers for us. Thank you. Tonight, the quiet Hampton community in shock by the deadly violence. It's something no one expects to happen in their backyard, but that was the reality of the people there today. We have team coverage for you tonight. Reporter Asia Wilson spoke with neighbors. Asia, you said they caught themselves right in the center of the scene.
That's right, Carly, and people are scared, concerned, and confused as many of their properties, their fronts and backyards have been surrounded by crime scene tape all day long. Much of that still remaining tonight, with a focus of it right now in this particular portion of the neighborhood. One man even told us tonight he saw the shooter right in this area in action through his window as he shot his neighbor right in front of his home.
Damn. I mean, where were these guys' straps at? If I would have seen that in my neighborhood, I would have immediately grabbed my thanga and start blasting at that dude.
Now, some neighbors have been searching their properties high and low, fearing Longmore could be hiding there. Multiple homes on Dogwood Lake Drive have been surrounded by crime scene tape. One man said he heard a shot outside his home, and when he looked through his window, he saw Longmore with what he believed was a silver gun pointed towards his neighbor.
He was shooting at my neighbor, and I was kind of confused. Why ain't my neighbor stepping on the gas? Well, he ain't stepped on the gas because he been hit. And when that car went, he went swoop like that and then slow down.
And where was your thing, brother? Where was your strap? I mean, dang. You looking out the, literally, I can look out the window right now. If I saw somebody shooting, I'm turning around and, you know, I'm going to protect my neighborhood. It's finna be neighborhood watch. I don't know what this dude was doing. Honestly, you had a free shot, bro.
And then try to pick up again. I knew the shot was good because he knew the shot was good because I watched his whole form.
You know, earlier today, crime scene tape was all around this particular neighborhood. Now, within the last couple of hours, we've seen GBI going in and out of this home that you see right here on your screen. Now, Worth, the guy you just heard from, said he saw Longmore fired. After he saw him fire that one shot, he saw him walking calmly throughout this neighborhood, then pick up speed. And then he later saw him hiding beside a tree before disappearing. At last check, that witness said that when he saw Longmore, he appeared to be wearing all black and what he thought was tactical gear. We'll have much more coming up tonight at 10. We're live tonight in Hampton. Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
Asia, thank you for those breaking details. Now, again, we want to stress to you all, police are actively searching for this man, but if you see Andre Longmore, do not approach him. He is considered armed and dangerous. Investigators are offering a $10,000 reward tonight for anyone who calls Crime Stoppers with information leading to his arrest. You can contact them with the number on your screen right now. We are staying on top of this breaking news all night.
Much confusion and so many questions still linger about why this happened in the first place. But now at 5, we're piecing together new details about the suspect's past.
Atlanta News First reporter Patrick Quinn.
All right, so this is what we all want to hear. How did he slip through the cracks? And obviously, he slipped through the cracks.
He's live where those first shots were fired. And Patrick, you've learned the accused shooter, he was a decorated Army veteran.
That's right. An official with the U.S. Army said Andre Longmore, he served in the Army for 6 years from 2000 to 2006. Damn. And yes, he was a decorated veteran. They sent me a long list of accolades, at least 7 different medals that he earned while he was in Afghanistan.
Woo! Well, there you go. Now I know why the brother didn't bust back at him, because this dude was trained. I mean... It's like a lot of people are coming back from the military and defecting or whatnot. They get triggered by something and now they're on a rampage. A lot of the veterans are not getting supported. I'm not trying to excuse what he's doing or what he did. But dang, I mean, these veterans crashing out is different. That hits different because, you know, he ain't missing. Okay, a lot of times we see these mass shootings, it's 20 shot, you know, and one person deleted. This time, I mean, it looks like bro damn near went 4 for 4.
We were able to talk with Longmore's mom today, and she said when he got back, things started to change. And she said she blames the military for turning her son into, quote, a monster.
As soon as I opened up my window, I seen his arms in the air. I said, okay, I just missed the shot. When he came back down, he focused again.
Frankie Worth was there Saturday when police say 40-year-old Andre Longmore started shooting at neighbors outside his home in the Dogwood Lake subdivision of Hampton.
I'm just beside myself right now. I just don't know what to think.
Neighbors in shock. Scott Levin and his wife Shirley, along with Steve Blizzard and Ronald Jeffers, all in their 60s, were killed. A day later, police tracked Longmore roughly 10 miles north to Clayton County.
He had a gun, he was naked, he was bleeding.
Justin Robinson called 911. When police got there, they cornered Longmore inside a Jonesboro home.
Police go in, they open the back door. As soon as they open the back door, they don't even look. They don't even assess anything. As soon as they open the back door, this guy just starts shooting. Shoots one of the cops. The police start shooting, and now he's laying in there dead on the carpet.
Officials tell me Longmore served in the U.S. Army from 2000 to 2006. His mom did not want to talk on camera, but said when his service ended, he eventually snapped. Later diagnosed with PTSD and schizophrenia. I reached out to the VA hospital in Atlanta. Due to privacy concerns, they could not confirm if Longmore was ever a patient there, but told me, quote, "We are deeply saddened by this tragedy and our thoughts are with those affected by this devastating loss. We are unable to share additional details at this time. The Atlanta VA HCS will continue to support local authorities as the investigation continues." And you have to remember that this shooting, this mass shooting, it impacted not just Henry County, but of course Clayton County as well, where the shooting ended yesterday. Now, we did reach out to his mom again this morning. She did not want to talk on camera, but she said she is so sorry to her neighbors for the pain that her son provided. Here in Hampton, Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.
Yeah, and Patrick, this story just keeps developing further. Now, these numbers are always hard to hear, but they are important to see. There have been 198 days so far in 2023, and already 389 mass shootings.
389 mass shootings, and I'm telling you right now, the majority of those are coming from the community. It's crazy.
Each dot represents where 4 or more people were hurt or killed in gunfire. In 2023, the Gun Violence Archive has recorded 446 people killed in these shootings. And Tracy, as you can see right down here, here's Georgia. We are no exception.
Alan, absolutely not. As we zoom into our state, the Gun Violence Archive has tabbed 15 mass shootings here in Georgia alone this year. 64 people, including children, that number right in the middle there, and children. That includes children, teenagers, police officers, and innocent bystanders. They were hurt as well. Another 14 were killed, not including the suspects. Well, it can be extremely difficult to cope in the wake of so many tragedies. So if you need immediate help, call either one of the phone numbers we put on the screen for you. The American Counseling Association recommends spending time with friends and family, as well as talking with others to work through things like this.
Start with breaking news out of Georgia, where a suspect in a 2-day manhunt has been shot and killed, and several officers have been injured.
The monster's dead. By utilizing collective investigative measures, we were able to track this suspect over to 138 in Mount Zion Parkway. We engaged the suspect. The suspect returned fire and hit the ground running. We gave chase. Re-engaged the suspect. He produced a handgun again, shots and fired. Well, gunfire was exchanged. Suspect was neutralized.
40-year-old Andre Longmore is suspected of fatally shooting 3 men and 1 woman just south of Atlanta yesterday morning. The circumstances surrounding the shooting are still unclear, and police have not identified a motive. And CNN national security analyst Juliet Kayyem joins us now. Juliet, sounds like a pretty tense encounter between the suspect who was on the run, it looks like, and these officers. As the sheriff was just saying a few moments ago, the monster is dead. They wanted to get this guy.
Yeah, so this has been, we've been monitoring this, not on air, but for the last 24 hours because this was a mass shooting, 4 people dead. The motive is unknown, so unknown how they knew the perpetrator was and who they were looking for. The killings took place in a subdivision. The victims all appeared to have known each other, so this was.
Yeah, and tight-knit community, it looks like, you know, and one individual from the community destroyed the whole neighborhood. Guys, we got to clean up our image. We got to clean up our act, or we're going to lose, you know, what semblance of respect, you know, that we do have left as a community, as a whole, as a collective. I'm going to talk about individually, because it speaks volume when people don't speak up about these things. And it really tells you where people's minds are when it comes to these issues. And it just seems like we as a community are pretty apathetic. So we got to do better, guys, because as long as we prop up these super gremlins on demon time, we're not going to see any changes.
Was and who they were looking for. The killings took place in a subdivision. The victims all appeared to have known each other, so this wasn't some randomness. So they probably had a pretty good sense of who they were looking for, and then ultimately find.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.